That's a good he's in love with Mio.
State Chairman and Rutgers Chapter President for Young Americans for Liberty. Just before we get started, I want to just be aware our exits are in the front here in the back corners, and this is being filmed. So if you're uncomfortable with that, I'm sorry. But as you know, we're here talking about PC culture, talking about freedom of speech. But it's not about me tonight, obviously. We have Breitbart editor, technology editor, and media firebrand, Milo Yiannopoulos.
In case you haven't heard, Daddy smashed it in New Hampshire. Daddy's done good work in New Hampshire, so your sassy gay uncle has come to spread the love here. I'm going to talk to you actually super briefly. I'm not going to take very long because I know that the excitement is the Q&A and everybody wants to talk and have some questions and we're going to have some fun there. So I'm going to talk to you briefly about why I think there are some problems on campuses at the moment, specifically with free speech and coming from one particular political direction, and why it matters, although you might think that most of the people who are asking for free speech to be shut down, demanding safe spaces and trigger warnings and all manner of other bollocks, why these people actually have a sort of outsized influence compared to their actual numbers. Protests are disappointing, by the way. Is there anybody here who hates me? This is an event for 7s and above, so anyone who just put their hand up, please leave. Feminist movements on campus. I've put an ice cream truck outside. I can tell. I'm going to have to do this fairly quickly. Anybody here believe in any of the, let's talk briefly through the politically correct prescriptions of our age. Does anyone here believe that women are paid less than men for the same work? Put your hand up. Everyone who puts their hands up, you're idiots. Does anyone here believe that there is a pervasive culture of rape that means that American university campuses have higher rates of sexual assault than the Congo? more than 1 in 5 women being sexually assaulted. Does anybody believe that about American campuses? Anybody? No? Fewer idiots on that. These claims, based on advocacy research repeated by credulous journalists, are designed to do one thing. They're designed to push a particular political ideology on you that is divisive, hateful, bigoted, in many cases racist, in many cases sexist, and is simply not very much fun. And I like fun, so I want to talk to you a little bit about free speech, and how free speech can be fun. Ow! If you're in the audience and you are aggrieved about the gender pay gap, let me make your life happier and explain to you why you're wrong. If you take all of the money that women earn and all of the money that men earn, and you do a simple sort of division, you will arrive at a figure of, let's say, 79 cents on the dollar. The problem with this is that it is babyish economics of the childish kind that only the progressive left could possibly believe in. The problem with this stuff is it doesn't take into account the different choices that women make. It doesn't take into account the fact that women tend to work shorter hours, they have babies, they do all sorts of other things that mean that it's not an apples for apple, it's not an oranges to oranges comparison. Now the problem with the wage gap is it's used to suggest that if a woman goes into the workplace, she's going to be paid 79 cents for the same work as a man. Well, that confuses wages with earnings. So if you believe that there's a wage gap, I would encourage you to return to the dictionary and learn what wages mean. Because it is illegal to pay a man and a woman differently for the same work. And in fact, it doesn't happen. Now, all sorts of these sort of politically correct prescriptions surround us. There are feminists on campus who are demanding to kill all white men as though that was some sort of move toward equality, when in fact it's simply a gesture of female chauvinism and hatred towards people that the modern intersectional far-left feminist lesbianic movement doesn't like. Let's get back real, Milo! Somebody's been watching me too much on YouTube. I agree with you. It's outside the scope of the present discussion, but since you brought it up. No, I'm not entirely sure there's sex without penises. I don't really think that works. The lesbians that we like aren't really lesbians, they're just women in porn, aren't they? And if there are lesbians, it seems to me a sort of fashionable political movement we should stamp out, given the extraordinary rates of domestic violence, the obesity crisis, and by the way, this is an interesting thing. Did you know that there is one respect in which the campus rape crisis is real? Do you know what it is? Can anyone tell me? I've sort of given it away already. There is just one rape crisis on campus. It is the lesbian rape crisis. If you look at the statistics from the Department of Justice, you will see that vastly disproportionately, the women who report sexual assault on campus describe themselves as lesbians. If there is a rape epidemic on campus, it's not being committed by men. And if you look at the justice statistics, which are the gold standard, you'll discover all sorts of things that feminists won't tell you. I'm going to take on a really super quick talk. I want to go into questions very, very quickly about some of the things that are going on at other universities. Now, Rutgers doesn't have a completely clean pair of hands. You have a reasonable claim here to being one of the universities that sort of invented trigger warnings. You also have, you did, I'm a man of it. You also have among your graduates a woman called Jessica Valenti. Has anyone heard of Jessica Valenti? Now, I'm not saying that everything at Rutgers, I'm not saying Rutgers is responsible for the creation of Jessica Valenti, but you're something like Hitler's Austrian Art College. Entirely responsible for the Second World War. But she did go. Okay, I forgive you. But yeah, no, I mean, Rutgers has an interesting history with this stuff. You have been at the forefront of many of these innovations. There's a strong feminist presence on campus. There's a strong Black Lives Matter presence on campus. segregated dorms that you guys want, well, you know where to find me. What I find interesting about the movement, regardless of their stated aims, is just how much like the KKK, just how much like the KKK's their objectives are. They want segregated dorms. They want to tear people apart. Chauvinism and divisiveness and spitefulness and hatefulness of the modern progressive movement, which drives people apart instead of bringing them together, is something we should we can all agree, I think, in the great words of, what was it, Martin Luther King? on the basics of classical liberalism, on the basis on which our society is founded, that we should judge people on the contents of their character, that we should interrogate arguments. I think we should also try at least to agree that the way to achieve equality is not to lie about rape. Feminists do. Equality is not to lie about how people are remunerated, as feminists do. We can agree, I think, that the purpose of the university, the reason that we are all here, is to interrogate new ideas, to discover new things about ourselves, to experiment with dangerous ideas, to experiment with new forms of knowledge and to meet new people, to introduce ourselves to new experiences and to learn more about the world around us. Up against that mission, up against what ought to be the central purpose of higher education, what ought to be the reason that we're all here, is a culture of safe spaces and trigger warnings, which seeks to insulate people from anything that might traumatize or upset them. Of course, they're not really traumatized or upset, they're just upset that someone disagrees with them. In my view, anybody who asks for a trigger warning in a safe space should be immediately expelled. failures have demonstrated that they are incapable of fulfilling the requirements of their course. They have demonstrated that they are incapable of exposing themselves to new ideas. They have demonstrated that they are incapable of engaging in the humble pursuit of knowledge. They